Larry Kruger again with the basics of relocation. Today I'm going to talk about household goods moving and all of your various options. You've decided to move for whatever the reason. You've put a budget together, you went out, you've house hunted, you found a place, you're ready to move in, and now you should start looking at a mover. In fact, you should be getting your pricing together, as I said, for the moving services well in advance of even putting an offer in on a piece of property, because the costs are quite expensive. Now, there's lots of options. The Cadillac, as they say, is a full service move. And that's where you basically open the door, let the movers in, they pack, they load, they inventory, they take it to destination, they disassemble, they reassemble, they set your place up the way you want it, they unpack the goods, put it on a flat counter, and you are basically moved in. That Cadillac comes with a price. It's expensive. Many times I've done six-figure moves, well over $100,000 for a single move. And depending on how far you're going, the amount of furniture you have, it can be expensive. It's all relevant. Executive moves, that amount of money is well worth the hassle of doing everything yourself, but you can do it yourself. You can do what's called a DIY move, rent a truck, load it, drive it, deliver it. Now, the options on both ends is the hassle. Are you able to drive a truck, firstly? Do you have labor on the other end? Do you know how to load a truck properly? When you're loading a truck for a long distance move, it should be like a single block of furniture inside that truck. That's why you may see people on LinkedIn showing you pictures of the back of their trucks when it's all nice and neat. When the truck goes around the corner, the entire shipment moves. It doesn't rattle and rock and roll. So when you're dealing with containers, if you're going to rent a container and load it yourself and then have it delivered on destination, you have to be aware that you're working with a volumetric space. You only have so much space, and if you can't get all of your goods in, you have to pay to move the pieces you can't get in. Or on the flip side, if it's really loosely packed inside, it rocks and rolls all its way, to destination. So you have a problem there. You always, as mentioned, should check your destination for accessibility to your home. If you have to park, a block away and carry the stuff, can you park a truck in front of your building? If you're getting a container, will your management people let you put a container at their loading dock for any length of time? Usually in condos and apartment buildings, there's restrictions on how long you can actually block up a loading facility. So you have to keep all that in mind when you're actually looking at doing it yourself. And the costs, don't look at, there's the rental costs, there could be mileage costs, there could be insurance costs, there could be equipment costs. Do they rent dollies? Do they rent pads, boxes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So do your due diligence when you're looking at renting a truck, or if you're looking at using a container service. In many cases, the prices aren't all that different. If you're looking at using a full service move, that's fantastic. We tell you how to shop for the various movers, whether you should use a van line. The main thing there is you've got representation on both ends, how to select, reliable people. In that between section, movers offer all kinds of quasi services, if you will. You can pack yourself, obviously. Some of them have you load, they drive service. There are smaller, what are called dock-to-dock services, where you bring the goods to their dock and then you pick it up at their dock. There are what are called crate and freight services, where they put the goods into a container, a wooden pallet, and ship it by freight truck. And there's all variations. The thing to do is take a look at your goods and actually figure out what you want to move. Is it worth moving? Again, in the little book, I go into a formula where you can kind of take a look at your stuff and figure out if it's actually worthwhile moving it. If you're doing it yourself, or if you're working with constrictions, volume constrictions. Take a long look at your overstuffed furniture, your sofas and things of that nature. Take a long look at your beds, your mattresses and box springs. They are a pain to move, not so much to move, but the volume they take up. And some services don't, you end up paying more than the bed is worth and much more than the sofa's worth. Obviously, make the floor plan on the other end and make sure everything fits, but it is not black and white. You can go to what's called a shelf-to-shelf executive move, walk in, walk out. Things are put back into the shelves, beds are made, everything. That's available. It costs a lot of money. Or you can do everything yourself. That costs you a lot of time, sweat, equity. It's an adventure. You figure out which way you want to go. Pick up the little book. But in some cases, if you're just starting out, it may be wise just to sell everything on this end, move the bare basics out there, the things that you really find precious, and buy new when you get there. A lot less hassle. Hug yourself a mover. Adios. Goodbye.